For years and years, teachers of the mechanics in this game have talked about something called the hit, which is a contact point that you're aiming the disc at. I call it the bullet. What is the bullet? I talk about the bullet using the idea in physics of inertial mass. The idea that when an object accelerates rapidly, when it gains energy, because motion is kinetic energy, it gains inertial resistance. It resists further efforts to accelerate it. But there's one key focus here, and you see it in the form of all the pros. The formation of the bullet. The bullet is an energetic mass that you create in your mind, that you direct all of your biomechanical intention at. You can add so much force to the throw with both your legs and your arm in a way that will make sense to your brain. And you see this in the form of all the professionals when they're bombing. They'll walk up and they'll smash their body against a target in space. If you look at the position that I'm in right now, does this look familiar? This is the brace and the contact point that causes a recoil of the back leg off the energy of the bullet. It's a huge inertial mass of intention in your brain that makes you believe that it's heavy. As soon as you can feel leverage, something really interesting starts to happen. The disc begins to gain weight. And there's a reason in physics why this happens. It has to do with a quick burst of acceleration. But the consequence of that is that the disc begins to become actually heavier in your hand. And you start to get the biomechanical feedback that a child might get when they're throwing a disc, which is massive. Once you begin to feel that weight, you can start to play with it and you can make it more powerful. And in no time at all, you summon the bullet. You need to trick your mind into believing that the bullet is real. If you start to believe that it's real, something incredibly cool happens. You start to gain energy in your body, anticipating hitting the bullet hard, getting ready to smash your body into it. You feel anxious. You want to build energy. Look at my body here. I look like I'm about to start a race instead of tentatively striding and plodding into a throw. You get energetic. You know what you're dealing with. It's a game, honestly. This is an uphill shot. It's roughly, I would imagine, 260 feet away, 270 maybe. I'm going to be aiming the disc at that target, and I'm going to try to look at it as long as humanly possible. Because as long as I feel like I don't have to move away, I'm in perfect balance, which of course is critical to adding momentum to any system that involves a human being. You have to be balanced. You have to be cat-like. You have to flow. I can see a spot in my mind where the plant's going to happen. And I move my body towards it, anticipating that spot. It's inertial resistance on the ground that I'm intending to slam my foot into to stand up. Hit it and come back up. And when I hit it coming up, I get full elasticity from the ground. A huge shock wave travels up through my body. And because my left side is de-weighted like that, because I'm doing the method on the side, this is an angled the method. It's the same thing. Because I'm doing that, what happens? Perfect lateral bracing. Once you're off the back leg, no more energy flowing into the ground from that side. It's roaring up through your body into your arm. And your arm becomes this crazy weighted thing, vibrating with energy. And as I hold this incredibly powerful thing in my arm, there's one lever left. Bang, right there. The disc becomes the bullet. It takes all of my energy and I'm de-weighted completely off the ground. And it goes off like a missile. You cannot hold on to it. That's the bullet firing like an artillery shell. And it looks just like that. Once you've felt the bullet for the first time, you're going to want to find it over and over again. It is the key to consistency. It's the key to accuracy. And actually, it's also the key to power production. So what makes these two discs different? They are different in weight distribution. It's an important part of not only how these discs are different, but how we find the bullets in them, where they exist. How do you find inertial mass? This intentional point of where the disc is heaviest in the air. How do you locate that? You have to find the bullet in each disc. They're all different. The bullet is an intentional idea about where the disc is going to be in the air. There is a way to consistently feel for the bullet. There's a way to predict where it's going to be. It's the same thing that you see lots of professionals doing as they stride down the tee pad and they raise the disc up. The world champion conjures the bullet mid-stride. Because these discs have different edges, they also have totally different bullets. Their inertial mass, because of how the disc has to swivel off your hand, is different. A wide rim moves its mass in a different way, in a different arc, away from your body. The same thing is true for this. As you learn the discs, you'll begin to feel the inertial mass differential in each one of them. If you hold the disc correctly, as we will teach you later on in the system, how to sling it. This, feeling the bullet right here, you'll feel it every single time with a little bit of practice invested in each disc. It doesn't even take long because the central mechanism is always the same. It never changes. So adding variety to it is extremely easy. You can ratchet millions of discs through the system. Try them all. Try your friend's bag. You might find the disc that's like, oh, the bullet is right here. I feel it for the first time. That is how you feel the bullet. Imagine it as a heavy thing that you lay your body into. It's different for every disc, but it is the key to both distance and accuracy in this sport.